To the generations of fans who watched them play, they weren't jokes or bums or losers. They were men who showed up every day at the ballpark with the will, if not always the talent, to win, and provided a city with a distraction at periods in our country's history where any distraction was a welcome one.
It's no secret that St. Louis is home to some of the best baseball history in the world. Most of that history is from the franchise we still know and love today, the Cardinals. But some of that most interesting baseball history in St. Louis belongs to the long-lost Browns, who played their last game in our town almost 70 years ago. There are just 5 remaining Browns left living today, and only one still here in St. Louis. So this week for our Spotlight story, I sat down to learn more about the fascinating life of Ed Mickelson. Ed Mickelson is like any other St. Louisan. He's usually watching the Cardinals from the comfort of his recliner on a nightly basis, and he has some of the same gripes we all have.
I think there's far too many strikeouts.
But Mickelson has had a life unlike anyone else, and this 94-year-old has a pretty perfect way to describe his age.
I'm 6 under.
I like that. Do you feel like it?
I do today.
Born near Chicago, Mickelson moved to St. Louis as a boy, growing up in a baseball-crazed city of the late 30s and early 40s. He excelled at football and basketball too, playing both collegiately and netting a spot on legendary Oklahoma A&M coach Hank Iba's team. But with fewer than 30 baseball games in uniform under his belt, he got a tryout with his hometown Cardinals in 1947. After impressing in batting practice, he was signed for $2,000.
There was a vendor that had wooden boxes stacked up on top of one another, right on the left field bleacher. And I hit the top box and knocked the box off with the ball, and the bottles went all over everywhere.
After toiling in the minors for a few years, Mickelson finally got his first call-up in 1950 on the road at the Polo Grounds. And you bet he remembers his first at-bat, a strikeout.
I remember that the umpire screwed me.
A few games later, Mickelson got his first start, replacing a Hall of Famer and facing a Hall of Famer. And, well, I'll let him tell it.
Hey, kid, he says, you're playing today. Musial's got 103-degree fever, and he's out for the day, and you're in there. He says, oh, by the way, Warren Spot is pitching. He pitches a 2-hitter, and I get one of the base hits off him.
Mickelson spent most of his time in baseball in the minors, 11 years total, racking up some eye-popping statistics. He spent just 93 days in the majors. He met stars Elizabeth Taylor and James Dean in California, played against legends like Mickey Mantle, and with legends like the one and only Satchel Paige.
He was the greatest pitcher that ever lived, as far as I'm concerned.
Mickelson's biggest claim to fame came in 1953 as a member of the other hometown team, the Browns, who were playing the role of sometimes lovable losers.
So it was first in booze, first in shoes, and last in the American League.
Ed drove in the final run for the Browns on September 27, 1953 here at Sportsman's Park before they moved to Baltimore. Now, he's just one of 5 Browns left alive and the only one still living in St. Louis.
I feel like I'm representing some great, great, great guys. They were also some pretty damn good ball players.
But it was at the end and after his playing days that Mickelson started his toughest battle against depression.
I remember taking a rope down the basement, and we had iron girders. I was going to put that up there and hang myself. I said, that would hurt. No, I don't think I'll do that. I don't think I'll kick the chair out from underneath me. The last 35 years, I'm happier than I've ever been. So you can get over it. It's not that you can't dig yourself out of the big hole that you're in, but you can't do it by yourself.
Mickelson sought treatment and then went on to become a longtime counselor and coach at University City and Parkway Central High School.
I loved counseling because I learned that listening, all people they want to be listened to. That's all you gotta do.
And now, all this time later, he's still here, still in St. Louis, still carrying on the legacy of the Browns, and still sharing his incredible life story.
What's important about these stories, it's history, it's memories. You know, Ed and I will go to retirement homes. And, you know, for so many people that are right now in their 70s, 80s, and 90s, they lived through the Depression, they lived through World War II. And the one thing they had was baseball. Baseball was what was their entertainment. It is some of their best memories.
And just like the Browns themselves, the memories and lessons from Ed's incredible life will endure.
If you keep putting one foot in front of the other and keep thinking, well, tomorrow's another day, that helps a lot. One day at a time.